Alliance Energy is on the scene of an underground electrical fire that happened here in downtown Dubuque this afternoon. I've been here all day and the bodies have not yet been removed from the scene. Justice Cranbeer, who has no criminal charges against him, has been here in the Clayton County Jail for nearly 3 weeks now. The port is a beautiful place. It attracts a lot of politicians. We had Vice President Joe Biden here earlier this summer. Take a good look at this 3D printer, no larger than a standard microwave. Their plan is to contain it and just let it burn out. But of course, with the wind being as strong as it is today, that's going to be a tough challenge. This is an ongoing storm. They've been focusing their snow plowing efforts on the busiest roads. Students and professors here at Loras College in Dubuque discuss what makes this conclave so historic. Heavy rains causing flash flooding. I mean, it's just been beyond imagination here, just a catastrophe zone. That's right, Tara, it's antifreeze, which, as I learned today, is not only poisonous for family pets, but it also has a sweet taste. He was on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, and he has literally stayed alive to take this flight. Tuesday morning, the faces of about 90 World War II and Korean War veterans shone with anticipation for their honor flight to Washington, D.C.
What are you looking forward to today?
See all I can see and get back.
It may be fair to say that nobody anticipated the trip more than 89-year-old Army veteran Kent Myers.
Are you looking forward to today's flight?
Yes, I am.
He was in the first wave of soldiers on D-Day to storm the beaches in Normandy, France.
That's all he talks about is the honor flight and how he wants to honor his buddies that died on Normandy, on Omaha Beach. He lost quite a few friends that day, and he's just been kind of tearful and talking about that this last few months while he's been planning for this trip.
On this honor flight, Kelly Simpson is more than just Myers' guardian.
Finally here.
She is also his hospice nurse.
He has prostate cancer. We've been taking care of him for about 18 months.
Myers, who has never seen the World War II memorial, has been grasping onto life since receiving his honor flight acceptance.
He keeps repeating, you gotta keep me alive for 30 more days and 9 more days, and he's literally doing the countdown. For the end of his life, actually.
Kent Myers survived one of the war's most notable battles, and he has survived his own battle with cancer just long enough to see his dying wish come true.
He'll be ready to let go after this trip.
In Dubuque, Becca Habegger, KWWL News. In the long line for Governor Mitt Romney's event at the Dubuque Regional Airport, there's one line that's unexpected.
Get your Barack Obama buttons here.
But Romney supporter Jeff Rule says take a closer look.
We gonna win Iowa?
This is no pro-president pin.
This is my vacation time. This is how I'm spending my vacation. I'm out on the road. I go wherever they go. Woo! And I'm trying to get him elected.
Rule is here from Columbia, Missouri.
1 for 5, 3 for 10.
Where he works as a dietitian at a local hospital.
The Obamacare is just a travesty. It's horrible. And when it really kicks in, it's going to get even worse. Hospitals, you know, there's already people quitting and doctors quitting at the hospital where I work. And, you know, it's time for a change.
Inside the airplane hangar, a crowd of some 3,000 people heard from Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley and NASCAR legend Richard Petty before Governor and Mrs. Romney pulled up in a plane. Romney says President Obama did not fulfill his campaign promises of 2008.
He said, for instance, he was going to be a post-partisan president. He's been most partisan in dividing and attacking. He also said he'd cut the deficit in half. He doubled it. He was going to get unemployment down to 5.2% right now. We just learned on Friday it's up to 7.9%.
Romney touted his credentials as a successful businessman and former governor of Massachusetts.
Instead of raising taxes, we raised take-home pay. Instead of having jobs disappear, we grew jobs. And instead of having a deficit, we had a surplus. It can happen.
Here's your change.
A line supporters like Rule hope to see come true.
Hot chicks vote Republican.
In Dubuque, Becca Habegger, KWWL News. For Chris Schrammel, packing dinner for her second shift custodial job has become just another task in a string of difficult days.
He's not a typical teenager. He, you know, I wish he was, and he wishes he was. You know, it would make life so much easier for all of us.
2 years ago, a doctor diagnosed her son, Justice Cranbeer, with 4 mental illnesses, including severe depression. Last month, just days after his 18th birthday, Cranbeer took himself to a hospital emergency room because he felt suicidal.
You know, these people have disabilities just like somebody with cerebral palsy or in a wheelchair. It's just not apparent physically.
After going in and out of 2 central Iowa facilities that weren't right for his needs, Cranbeer ended up a little closer to home. Justice Cranbeer, who has no criminal charges against him, has been here in the Clayton County Jail for nearly 3 weeks now, while officials try to find a treatment facility that has room for him. Is a jail a place for someone who has a mental illness who hasn't committed a crime?
No.
How long has Justice been here?
I think about 20 days. I don't give or take 1 or 2.
And is this the right place for him?
No. I don't know that personally, but he's supposed to be at a hospital, and we're not a hospital.
While people like Cranbeer wait for a facility, mothers like Schrammel have their hands tied.
It's too much. You know, it's not what we as people should be doing to our mental health patients whatsoever.
All she asks for is justice. Hi there, Tara. I just got off the phone with Alliant Energy, and I got some information from them. They say that they don't yet know exactly what caused this. They're calling it an underground fire, however, although people who were on the scene at the time of the, what they say sounded like an explosion, describe it as a loud crash. I talked with Fire Chief Dan Brown. He was in his office in the fire department headquarters just across the street, and he says that he thought it was a car crash happening outside. It happened in the alleyway behind me. This is in the alleyway between 2 parts of the building of the Dubuque Law Enforcement Center, right in the heart of downtown Dubuque. And Alliant Energy arrived on the scene maybe about half an hour ago. Crews are right now working on that manhole cover area and making sure that customers are back online, which, by the way, when the fire happened, there were 94 customers taken off of the grid. They were, well, not taken off of the grid, but they were without power. And Alliant Energy said they hope to get 86 of those 94 customers up within the hour. That was about 45 minutes ago, so they might actually be online right now. And then the other 8, they said we're closer to that fire, to that switch with the fire, so those might be a little bit longer, but Alliant Energy says they hope to have everyone up and running, all of those 94 customers, around the 6 o'clock hour, so those should be up and running fairly soon. Impacted some customers here in downtown Dubuque, including the Roshek building where there's IBM, the Telegraph Herald building where KWWL's Dubuque newsroom is located. Anyhow, the main word here from officials is that there's no public safety concern, and the crews are having it under control here. Live in downtown Dubuque, Becca Habegger, KWWL News.